Welcome to Soaring Phoenix Travels. We're Jim and Tish, and we're so excited to have you join us on this crazy, beautiful adventure we call life. Just a little backstory. We both lost our spouses to cancer in 2022, but about a year and a half ago we found each other, and now we're on a whole new journey, literally on the road. We'll be sharing our travels with you, along with our 2 cats and our trusty sidekick, Jack. For more on our story and how we first met, there's a link below to episode 1. Welcome back to Soaring Phoenix Travels. In this episode, we're cruising through Missouri, and let me tell you, it's been one fun ride. First up, Lake of the Ozarks. We kick things off by hanging out with some friends at Captain Ron's. After soaking up the sun and maybe one too many pina coladas, we headed to Kansas City to visit family. And just when we thought Missouri couldn't surprise us anymore, we hit St. Louis to check out the iconic Gateway Arch. You really can't miss it, it's like huge. But the best part, we found this hidden gem, a giant field of water lilies. I'm talking these things are the size of kiddie pools. I'm not convinced they're not part of an alien planet, but hey, they were awesome. So if you're into lakeside fun, wine slushies, and epic arches, stick around. Missouri has it all, and we're about to show you why. Let's hit the road. Okay, so quick stop at a truck stop to grab a couple of Subway sandwiches. And you know, there's a cat scale here. And how much do you want to make a bet that while I was in getting food, Jim was going through the cat scales? Let's find out if I'm right. More importantly, before you actually take off, I made a bet that you went through the cat scales while I was getting food.
Yes, I did.
What is it about guys and cat scales?
And we have a heavy trailer.
Well, we already knew that.
Well,
are we overweight?
I have 7,000 pound axles in the back, and I am currently at 13,700.
Oh, my.
So we are pretty much maxed out on our rear axles.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Family and friends always ask me how we choose our RV park, and it usually comes down to 2 things: why we're here and what we're looking for in the RV park. We're at the Scallywag RV Park at Lake of the Ozarks, and while it may be lacking on a few amenities, it was the right location for us. 5 minutes away from family and friends, and literally 200 yards to the water. You can't quite see it through all the trees, but trust me, it's just right there. So while we may be on gravel and concrete, they don't have laundry, there's no swimming pool, but for us, this was the perfect location. We are at Captain Ron's at Lake of the Ozark, and it's the most adorable beach bar. I get vibes like I'm back in Maui. There is a beach volleyball, marina, boat dock. You can get right into the water, and the lake is probably 80 degrees. It's just absolutely amazing to get into. And this is just one of 100 restaurants and bars that you can pull up to while you're on your boat. And this lake was nothing like what I expected. I'm used to big round lakes, and this is 92 miles long with branches going all over the place. So if you're thinking of coming to Lake of the Ozarks, I highly recommend it.
I highly recommend this for anybody who's looking for a, if you live in the Midwest and you want to get away, you probably already know about this place. But it's pretty damn awesome. It's a great place. And we're having a blast. We're having a blast.
Eck, are you ready to go for a ride? Are you ready to go? I think you're ready to go, buddy. We are heading out of Lake of the Ozarks. Kind of a tight turn on some of this gravel because there's some trees in our way. But for the most part, it should be a pretty easy exit. And our next stop is Kansas City. We're gonna see Jim's brother and a friend of mine. and we'll see you on the road. We are at the Bourgmont Winery outside of Kansas City. I'm not exactly sure what the little town is that we're in. It was just stunning driving up here. So welcome to Bourgmont Winery. This place is absolutely so charming on the inside.
Right here you've got your full wine menu, and then you've got a beer menu in case one of you is not so wild about wine. There are also wine slushies if that's more your speed on a hot day.
That might be hers.
I have to know more about the wine slushie.
Okay, well, it's red, white, or swirl.
Okay.
Swirl is the most popular.
We'll do some tastings and we'll definitely do a slushie.
Okay.
So this is a Pétillant Natural, or naturally sparkling wine. It's made with the Frontenac Brie grape. Essentially, it's the way they used to make sparkling wine before the method chip and was.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
ancient way. It's actually referred to as the method ancestral. Natural fermentation. We've done versions where we leave the yeast in the bottle, some without. But you'll notice it's very cloudy. This is one of the versions where we left the yeast in the bottle.
Okay.
And it's just a really fun kind of, to be frank, I shouldn't say this, but hipster wine. This is what the kids in Portland are drinking. And we wanted to make one that was still clean, classically sour wine, but had some of these new kind of fun.
Okay, what do you want?
So I noticed going up here, we're like, okay, we're going to a vineyard and there's like cornfield. Where are the grapes? And then so we saw a few vines here, but where are the rest of your vineyards?
So we have a vineyard here on property. We have about 3,500 vines here, and then our original vineyard's about 3 miles north and 3 miles east.
Okay.
We have about 11,000 vines there. We have about 3,000 vines here. So in a normal year, we'll produce.
Yeah, we could swing by.
Our average is about 65 tons.
Wow.
Unless it's wiped out.
This year is going to be a little lower, probably in the 40 to 45 ton range. We had a late frost. But even just the grapes on this property produce about 22 tons in a normal year of grapes. So
Okay, great.
the fun thing about grapevines is a 5-acre vineyard is a big vineyard.
Right.
So it's neat. But yeah, if you guys drive by, it's 3 miles north of us here.
Awesome.
Between
Thank you.
Hull and Metcalf.
Now, what is that?
This is Pet Nat. Would you like to try
Which
some?
is what?
It's another sparkling.
This is basically the way they used to make sparkling wine back in the old days. It's a really fun, kind of hipster kid wine. So you leave the yeast in, you basically make sparkling wine, you leave the yeast in, it's a cloudy product, generally very acid driven. Kind of somewhere between like a sour beer and a kombucha and a sparkling wine. So it's just a little different.
We're still at the Bourgmont Winery and they're getting ready to set up for a wedding. And I just wanted to shoot this video because this was just such an amazing venue for a wedding. Just absolutely beautiful. And I love all the hanging candles from the ceilings. And I just had to note that, like in true winery fashion, there are wine bottles on the tables with the table number on them. We are officially out the door and on the road 3 minutes ahead of schedule. That's a first for us. We planned on being out of here at 9 o'clock this morning. It is 8:57. So in my book, we're ahead of schedule. are in St. Louis at the Gateway National Park.
There it is.
There it is. There's the arch. It's hiding behind us. So, quick Google search. It was built in 1965. It took 2 years to build. It was built as a tribute to Thomas Jefferson, and it's 630 feet tall. It is the tallest national monument in the United States, so it's taller than the Statue of Liberty, and it's taller than the Washington Memorial. Thank you. It has 1,076 stairs, but if you're inclined to go hiking up it, they won't let you. So if you want to go to the top, you have to take the tram, and that's what we're going to do.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Not sure what I was expecting, but it's kind of cool up here. It's the windows are really tiny, and the floor is very slanted. Yeah, so you're literally at the top of the arch, and yeah, it's super cool up here.
But it's a great view from up here. It's pretty cool. It's definitely worth coming to and taking a look. And over on this side, I believe that's probably the courthouse there. And then here's the approach. And then there's the entrance right there to the arch. It goes underneath. Okay, we just finished the tour of the arch.
Way
which was
cooler
really
than
cool.
I ever thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
very cool.
Very cool. Definitely take the tram ride up. They are tiny little cars with 5 seats, but it is well worth it. It's like a 4-minute ride up, and the views from the top are just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. And as you can see, there's the, I believe that's the courthouse. I'm not sure. And you could see the arch behind us or in front of us.
So we did learn that this is the smallest national park, number 60 out of the 63.
Yes.
And it's only 90 acres, so it's pretty small.
And we are
compare
wondering
that to
why
Yellowstone.
why it's a national park and not a national monument. I mean, it deserves recognition, but park status is, I think, a little far reach, but it's still really cool.
Just over the river from St. Louis in Illinois at, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, the Cahokia Mounds. It's a state historical site where Indians thrived here in 1180. There was supposedly 20,000 inhabitants here, over 40 acres. Unfortunately, the Museum and Visitor Center is closed, so we're going to walk around and see what we can see out here. It's pretty cool. I guess there's still 72 mounds that are preserved. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to see, but we're going to go check it out. If you come next year, it'll be open. If we come back to St. Louis, I'd love to come back and see it and kind of really understand what this was all about and how these people survived.
I can't imagine how they would have built all this stuff right off the freeway.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, the noise of the cars going by 1,100 years ago, or in the 1100s? I don't think so. Made it up the stairs. Wasn't too bad. And there's Miss Tisha. How you doing?
Good. You can see the
I know.
arch.
You can see the Gateway Arch right there. It says temple. I guess there's a temple here or something. I don't know how many people were in the tribe, but it's pretty cool. What, 1,300 years ago they lived here. You can see pretty far from up here. And then as we come up here, we're coming, I guess, where the Grand Poobah lived. The Big Cheese. Monk's Mound Terrace. And this is the end, 104 feet, I guess it is. And please do not climb on the mound that we just climbed on, I guess. I don't know. But I guess they don't want you to go down there, but it appears people go down there. So Who could say? And then as we look out, I believe this would be heading, well, I believe north, since the Mississippi is running that way. Sacred space. Okay. And this would be end of the big hut. And down there you see the fence line. As we go back this way, we see the gateway arch. And there's the priestess of the temple. What do you think, priestess?
This is pretty cool up here.
It is.
Quite the view.
Yeah, it's neat.
Considering St. Louis isn't too
No,
mountainous.
and the Mississippi's right there.
So sometimes when you see a sign, you just have to make a detour. And while the sky might be overcast, this is Horseshoe Lake State Park. And while the park is beautiful, look at what we found across the street. This incredible pond of water lilies. It is absolutely stunning. I have never seen anything like this. And it's just one of those crazy things. You just stop unexpectedly and look at what beautiful things you can find. As we travel across this beautiful country, one of the most meaningful parts of our journey is honoring Jim's late wife, Sherry. We have chosen to spread her ashes in each state we visit, creating a living tribute to her memory. Each location holds a special significance, whether it's a place Sherry loved or a new adventure for us. Thank you for being part of our journey and sharing these precious experiences.
God, it's beautiful. And a sea of water lilies. Just amazing.
So we are in St. Peter's, just outside of St. Louis at the Lakeside RV Resort. And we walked outside and I discovered we had some new neighbors. So we had a flock of geese come through. They're just so cute. This is a lovely RV park. It's literally right next to the lake. Not a lot of amenities. I mean, no pool, no tennis courts, things like that. But the sites are huge. They're concrete and grass. It's absolutely lovely. They're big. It's not crowded and very easy access right off the freeway. As we dive into the heart of Louisville, we'll travel down the iconic Bourbon Trail, where Jim will be sipping some of the finest whiskey and bourbons around, because who doesn't love a little liquid motivation? From Maker's Mark to Michner's, we're on a mission to discover which distillery makes the best old-fashioned. And of course, we couldn't miss the thrill of Churchill Downs. We'll take you behind the scenes of the legendary racetrack, where we might even try our luck at picking the next winning horse. So buckle up and join us on a fun-filled episode that's all about bourbon, horses, and a little bit of friendly competition.